Just a reminder that all proceeds from our YouTube channel are donated to charity. Please help us help others by giving us a thumbs up or subscribing to our channel. Your support makes a difference.
You may recall that about 1 year ago we did a series of videos about the rogue wave that hit the Viking Polaris on its way returning from Antarctica. The Viking Polaris at the time was a brand new expedition ship by Viking Expeditions. It was on its way to Antarctica when a passenger was injured. The captain decided to turn the ship around and go back to Ushuaia for medical attention for the passenger. As the Viking Polaris was crossing the Drake Passage en route back to Ushuaia, Argentina, it was hit by a rogue wave. At least 4 cabins were affected. 1 passenger died who was in the first of the 4 affected cabins, and we had friends on board who were in the 4th affected cabin. Several passengers were injured. Our friends are okay, and they recovered most of the things that were thought to be lost in the affected cabin. And again, we'd like to take the opportunity to say our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the passenger who died. The crew of the Viking Polaris were able to get our friends out of their cabin. Since they were in the last of the 4 affected cabins, their cabin was filled from debris that moved backwards from the force of the rogue wave through the 4 affected cabins. There was not only debris, but water, and they could not get out of their room until the Viking Polaris crew was able to get them out safely. They spent several days in Ushuaia before being able to be returned to the United States. They have not returned to Antarctica and used their future cruise credit provided by Viking on a different cruise. The Viking Polaris was repaired in Ushuaia, then inspected on December 13th, 2022, and went back into service. Norway's Accident Investigation Board investigated this tragic incident and now, 1 year later, has come out with its preliminary report. The report said that passengers described the impact as akin to hitting an iceberg. The AIBN's meticulous reconstruction of the incident emphasized the unpredictability of the wave's impact due to a combination of the vessel's course, speed, and severe weather conditions. Now, this is where the future of expedition cruising may be affected. The AIBN recognized the crew's inability to foresee such a high and powerful wave, and the investigation pointed to a design flaw in the ship's windows. Despite its robust ice-class hull and stabilizers, the Viking Polaris's windows were not engineered to withstand the force of breaking waves in the Drake Passage. A significant revelation from the AIBN's report was the absence of specific standards governing shipboard windows in the face of breaking waves. The AIBN recommended that the vessel's class society address this gap by engaging with the International Association of Classification Societies to establish stronger international standards. Obviously, this report is probably going to affect Viking expedition ships immediately because Viking Polaris and its sister ship Viking Octanus are both registered in Norway. With these 2 sister ships still slated for operations in the challenging Antarctic region, the AIBN emphasized the need for immediate action. The other question that we have is, will this affect other expedition cruising as well? We can only hope as future passengers that the maritime industry reflects on this tragic incident and the ensuing report. We hope that the call for international collaboration and strengthened standards resonates, signaling a collective commitment to preventing future tragedies like this at sea. Tell us what you think about this in the comments below, or if you've been to Antarctica, what sort of experience did you have in the Drake Passage? Thanks for joining us, and always remember to make meaningful and healthy travel happen, and we'll see you next time.